So good afternoon. Today at 2:16 in the 7600 block of Atlantic Boulevard, patrol officers responded to a suspicious white male walking around waving a knife. When they arrived, and I'm going to allow Chief Alan Parker to give you all the details of the investigation. Chief?
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. So like the Sheriff said, 216 officers are dispatched to the area. It's around the intersection of Belote and Atlantic. Reference to a white male walking around suspicious, waving a knife around, possibly stabbing himself a little bit. They respond to the area, they drive around, they cannot locate him. They kind of circle the block. As they come back out onto Atlantic, they're flagged down by another witness. The witness points back to Belote and says he's over off Belote. So the officers ride down to Belote, and as they get to the intersection, just south of Atlantic, they see the suspect. He's sitting there in the yard in the shade. He immediately stands up as they pull up out into the intersection, and he starts advancing toward them. Each of them gets out of their car. As he's coming toward them, he's got a large knife in his right hand. He raises it up above his head, and he's coming toward them. They're giving him commands: drop the knife, get on the ground, stop. He keeps coming, and as he continues to advance, at one point, officers simultaneously engage the suspect. One of the officers, kind of to the side, deploys his taser. The second officer fires his pistol 3 times. The suspect goes to the ground. They continue to give him commands because he's not quite cooperating at that point. They coordinate their effort. They're able to safely get him handcuffed and into custody. As they're doing that, the one officer kicks the knife away from him further over down Beloit. And as they get back, if they have him in custody, rescue is approaching, so they just stand where they are, and then rescue gets there and renders aid for him. Rescue takes him to a local hospital where he has 3 gunshot wounds to his thighs. He has self-inflicted wounds to his stomach, it looks like. He's in critical condition, but he is expected to survive. The officers involved, when you're ready, I can give you their information. The shooting officer is J.A. Veal, and I'll spell the last name. It's V-E-A-L-E. ID number is 66109. He's been with JSO for 7 years. This is his first officer-involved shooting. And the tasing officer is J.N. Easterly, and he has been with us 23 years. His ID number is 7817. The suspect's information is Jimmy Lamar Riggs, R-I-G-G-S. Date of birth, 7/18 of 74, so 49 years old, white male. Locally, he has 3 Baker Acts and 1 drug arrest. He has multiple arrests out of county. We don't have the details on those at this point. And again, he's critical and expected to survive at this point. With that, we can take any questions you guys have.
Is it typical? What's the procedure when a suspect is approaching an officer for them to try to, get that person on the ground?
So with the encounter you're talking about, what we had here today is a deadly encounter. He's coming with a knife, advancing toward him with the knife above his head. Who knows what his intention is, but we have a reactionary gap that they're trained in, okay? 25 feet, once you hit the 25-foot mark with an edged weapon like that, you're well within range that you can get to the officer and hurt them before they're able to defend themselves. So they gave him multiple commands. He chose not to obey for whatever reason, and they engaged the suspect at that time. So he had a choice and made the wrong choice.
Are officers trained taser first in that situation, then service pistol?
It's a deadly encounter, so they can escalate all the way to the pistol right away. There's no steps they have to go through. As far as why each deployed what they did, we'll have to get their statements and everything, but either is within policy, however they handle it. Both of those are well within policy.
I know there are a lot of new developments being built around here. Are you guys seeing an increase in crime, panhandlers around here?
No, nothing that's spiking or anything like that. This, to be honest with you, is a one-off. We haven't had an incident in this area like that, and I couldn't tell you the last time. So nothing for the community being, worried about, nothing like that.
And do you believe this guy was suicidal or in the right mindset?
Don't know at this time. Don't know what his intentions were. So from what the witness said, he was self-inflicting some wounds, so obviously that's not right in your mind. So I don't know what he was planning to do from there.
Can you just repeat exactly where the officers encountered the suspect, the exact spot?
Right he was coming out onto Atlantic Boulevard, just north of the intersection of Belote. So one officer was a little, I guess it'd be west of Belote. The other one was actually out in the center turn area, the median. And as he came out into Atlantic is where they engaged him, in the roadway, lane of travel.
They were in the street.
They were in the street.
Yeah.
Was the train here at the time? Was the train passing?
No idea. Don't have that information this time.
This was at 2:16 this afternoon, so it was a few hours ago.
All right, thank you, Chief.